Hello children, welcome to today's English class. Hope you all are safe, fine and happy at home. And you're spending a lot of time learning these days. Dear children, in the past few classes, we have tried to learn some reading skills, writing skills and also from your prose text, which is meant for intensive reading. Now today, let me take you to a lighter side of learning, that is, we'll move on to our supplementary text moments. Let me tell you that the supplementary text is meant for extensive reading. Okay, you need not go into the details of or even the small things for you to understand. It is for your pleasure, reading for pleasure. That is why a variety of reading materials have been given for you in the supplementary text. And also the supplementary text provides you rich experience in reading because it contains stories of adventure, mystery, courage, growing up, romance and wit and humor, which caters to the needs and interests of adolescents. That means the students of your age. Definitely children, you would enjoy reading stories which have adventure in them, which talks of courage, which has got mystery in them, isn't it? Therefore, the supplementary text provides you all these materials for reading. So you will enjoy reading these stories, and in the supplementary text you have three different parts. You don't have detailed exercises after the story. Let me tell you what are the exercises in the supplementary text. First is think about it. And the second one is talk about it. And the third part is suggested reading. Right? So think about it means the supplementary text has very few questions when compared to your prose text, and these questions are of global level issues. For example, it talks of issues because, as I told you, the stories are based on a variety of reading materials chosen to suit your age, and also it talks about the challenges which the adolescents face and how they overcome these challenges. So these challenges are at the global level, isn't it? Children throughout the world face these challenges. Therefore, the questions which are there after the story talk about the global issues. That is why there are simple questions which you need to answer. And then the second part is talk about it. So again, in this particular part, topic is given to you based on the lesson or story which you have read, and then you need to have group discussions, that is whenever you go back to your school, and now maybe you can discuss the story and the issues mentioned in it with your parents or other family members, and then you can present your own ideas. The aim is to train you or to encourage you to come up with your own ideas on various issues and to present them in an effective manner. So therefore you need to talk about the issues that has been mentioned in the story. And the third one is suggested reading. Normally children, what happens is, after we read the lesson, we just look at the question answers and then we think we are done with it. It's not so, because language is something that you need for learning all the other subjects. Therefore, you need to continuously improve your language command. So you need to read a lot, you need to go beyond the text. And for that very reason, to make learning more interesting for you, to take you beyond the textbook, there are some suggested reading in your supplementary text, right? So there are books by different authors that you might read after reading this story, or I would rather say you must read, and these books contain themes related to the story which you have read. Therefore, if you read those stories also, it would help you in collecting lot of ideas about the story, and when you write the question answers, it becomes easy for you to write them. So think about it, talk about it, and suggested reading. So the stories of your supplementary text have got these three parts. So today we will try to understand and learn the first lesson or the first story of the supplementary text, The Lost Child by Mulk Raj Anand, which is the story of a child, right, and the feelings of the child. Okay, this is the story of a child who goes to visit a fair that has been organized on the occasion of spring. It's a spring festival, and a fair you might have seen normally in movies, and maybe you might have also visited such fairs whenever you have visited mainland during the vacation. And these kinds of fairs are normally held in villages, and they are so colorful, they are so vibrant, they have lot of stalls and games for children to play, and it is full of fun. So this particular child goes with his parents to the fair, and then as children do, he is attracted towards a lot of things in the fair, right? Toys, sweets, okay, the snake charmer, the flowers, right, and the roundabouts. So he is attracted to all these things. And as children have the tendency of demanding whatever they see in the fair, this child also demanded, knowing that his demands would not be fulfilled, because he knew his parents, he knew his father, the nature of his father, right? So, and he knew that his father is not going to fulfill his demand. But still, he was a child, so he couldn't control his desires. So the moment he saw sweets, he used to demand for buying them, isn't it? And then the moment he saw toys, he used to demand for that. The moment he saw some flowers, he demanded. The moment he saw a snake charmer with a beautiful tune, right, he wanted to listen to that, and he wanted to go and watch that. But every time he demanded for something, his father refused to buy him those things, right? And he used to show his angry mood to his child. His eyes would be red, and he would be like a tyrant, like a very cruel person. So the child would quietly follow his parents. So this is what happened for quite a long time while they walked along, and the mother was very loving and caring. And so whenever the mother saw the father getting angry on the child and not buying anything for him, so mother felt very bad. And mothers are really loving, and they are so compassionate towards their children. So she used to divert his attention towards the mustard fields and the flowers and the birds and flies in the field. So the child's attention is now towards the mustard field, and then he sees the dragonflies and a butterfly and a bee, and he tries to run behind them, and he also tries to catch them, as children do. isn't it? Whenever you see, you might have also done when you were a small child, and you used to run behind them and used to catch butterflies. You used to enjoy doing that, and of course it's a lot of fun. So this child also did that, but suddenly every time he tried to do something, he was called back by his parents. Of course the parents were concerned about the child also, because a fair is really crowded. You might have seen lots of people are there, and there are chances of getting lost. You might have often heard of children's getting lost in fairs, isn't it? So the parents were really concerned about the child. So every time they tried to keep the child with them, holding his hands, and again the child was called back, and they started walking. After some time, the child finds a snake charmer, and he is attracted by the music, and he moves towards that particular area and wanted to watch that particular snake charmer so beautifully playing the tune for the snake to come out. But suddenly he remembers the warning given by his parents. The parents had warned him not to listen to such music. So he comes back again and joins his parents, and they start walking, watching the fair. After some time, the child sees a roundabout. You might have seen roundabouts in fairs, isn't it? And you might have also gone for a ride on these roundabouts. So when the child sees this roundabout, he wants to ride on the horse, and the moment he wants to express his desire, and he turns back to tell his father that he wants to have a ride on the horse in the roundabout, suddenly the child finds his parents are not there. See, all this time the child had been demanding for sweets, toys and flowers and so many things, but his father did not buy any of these things for him. Isn't it so bad, na? But this time the child was little stubborn. Maybe you all might also be doing so while you find that your parents are not fulfilling your demands. So what you do is you become stubborn. No, I want this, otherwise I won't eat my food today, I don't want dinner, I won't come with you anywhere, right? And so that's how you get your demands fulfilled. So this child also, when he saw the roundabout, he was little stubborn this time. And but he stressed on his demand that I want to go on this ride. So when he tried to be stubborn and he turned back, he was stunned to see that his parents were not there. He was lost. Now suddenly the mood of the child changes. Till now there was desire, and he was demanding things, and he very badly wanted those things like all children do. Right? When children go to the fair, they are definitely attracted, and every time when his father refused, he used to be very sad. And this time he was really stubborn, and he thought that maybe his father would allow him to go on the roundabout. So with great expectation he turns back, only to find that his parents were not there with him. So children, imagine the condition of the child in the fair, where there were so many people, crowded with people, and this child is left alone without his parents. Now there was nothing in his mind except his parents. So he started crying, he was surrounded with fear, and he started running here and there searching for his parents. And then what happened was, he moves towards a shrine. Shrine means a temple, and again there were a lot of people standing near the temple, in front of the gate of the temple. It was again crowded. And children, when you go to the fair, there are many kinds of people there. right? Lot of things that you don't want also happens in fairs, right? Many thefts happen, right? Many of your things get stolen in the fair. Maybe your chappals and your bags, your money, so many things, because it's too crowded, right? And kidnapping also takes place, and there are people who look at you with a different intention. Some people look very scary. So this child now, who was already in fear, and when he looked at people around him, and it was so crowded that it was difficult for him to move. So he thought maybe his parents are also there in the shrine. So he moved near the shrine, and it was very difficult for him to get inside through these people who were standing there. Some of them were, too huge, and always standing so close by. They were pushing each other, but somehow this child tried to get in, and the moment he was about to be crushed by people, okay, because it was too crowded, and this child moved in and he was about to be crushed in between these people, suddenly he cried. He started calling for his parents, father, mother. He started shouting. So the moment one person heard the cry of this child, of course he was a stranger. So what did he do? He took this child in his arms and he tried to console the child. Definitely he came to know that the child has been lost and he's separated from his parents. So this man tried to make this child happy at first, right? First thing he has to do is make the child happy, console him, and then maybe he'll help the child to reach his parents. So what did he do? He took the child and tried to offer him all those things which he had demanded in the beginning, like the toys, sweets, flowers, okay? So he offered all these things, but the child refused all these things. Children, can you imagine a child, small child, which desperately wanted all these things and was denied all those things, now is refusing. The child doesn't want sweets, toys or flowers. And then this man also took this child to the roundabout. The child was very stubborn to have a ride on the horse, and he had thought of demanding very stubbornly to his father to allow him to go on the roundabout. But when this strange man offered him to have a ride on the horse, this child refused. He was crying. He did not want anything else but his parents. He was only saying father and mother. He just wanted his parents. He wanted to be with his parents. He wasn't safe without his parents. So here ends the story. Of course, you can give lot of endings to the story in your own creative way. The writer does not mention whether the child reaches his parents or the strange man has helped him to reach his parents. It is left to us, to find a suitable ending. But what would be our imagination? It would definitely be that when the strange man finds that this child is not happy with any of these things, okay, in the fair. So definitely his next step would have been to find his parents and safely hand over the child to his parents. So he might have done that. The child might have definitely reached his parents. As it happens in fairs, you might have seen, heard in the news many a times that children are lost, and then people go to the announcement booths and they announce from there. They give the details of the child, okay, and then somehow the people or the organizers of the fair, they help the child to reach the parents, or maybe other means would have been adopted by the stranger to help the child to reach his parents. Now, I think you might have got an idea what the story is about. Now, as I have been telling you, whenever you read the story, you need to jot out the main points of the story in the form of key points, so that whenever you revise, it helps you to remember or recollect the stories. So, I have also made some points for you of the story. So, let's look at it and then we'll go back to discuss the question answers. Now, these are the points that I have jotted for you. A child goes to the fair with his parents during the festival of spring. The child is happy and excited, is attracted towards the sweets and toys displayed there, asks his father to buy them for him. Father refuses to buy and looked at him red-eyed in his familiar tyrant way. Father's behavior is like this, and the mother lovingly diverts the child's attention towards the flowering mustard fields. Now the child is attracted by a group of dragonflies, bees and butterflies and runs behind them to catch them. Mother calls him back, attracted towards the snake charmer, but remembered his parents' warning of not listening to such coarse music and walks off. Wanted to have a ride on the horse in the roundabout and seeks his father's permission, but could not find his parents. Cries desperately and in fear runs here and there searching for his parents. He runs towards a shrine where people had gathered to look for his parents. A stranger hears his cry and takes him in his arms, offers sweets, balloons, flowers and a ride in the roundabout, but the child refuses all these and wants only his parents. Cries, "I want my father, I want my mother." Now, children, I hope you have learned how you have to jot out the points after reading the story. And now the story is also clear to you, and you have also looked at the points which you would write in your notebook. Now, as I told you in the beginning, let's look at some of the question answers given at the back of your textbook. Now, what are the things that the child sees on his way to the fair? Why does he lag behind? Now, you need to jot down all the things that the child sees in the fair. Okay, that is very important. Please remember when you are noting down the points. So, the child sees a lot of things: toys, sweets, flowers, the snake charmer, the roundabout, right? And also he sees the mustard fields, the dragonflies, the butterflies, the bee and the beautiful flowers. Okay, so these are the things which he sees. Now, why does he lag behind? Why is he left behind? Many a times he gets attracted to all these things and he lags behind and his parents move. So why does it happen? Because he is a small child and he is attracted towards all these things. So children are normally attracted to all these beautiful and fun-filled things. So he is also attracted, and so he wants to have a look at them, wants his father to buy them for him, therefore he lags behind. Question number 2, in the fair he wants many things. What are they? Why does he move on without waiting for an answer? Now, what are the various things the child wants from the fair? He wants toys, he wants sweets, he wanted flowers, and he wanted to have a ride on the roundabout, right? He also wanted to listen to the music or the tune played by the snake charmer. Now, why he moves on without waiting for an answer? Because he knew that his father is not going to fulfill his demand. That means the child knew his father. Okay, so therefore he did not have any hopes of getting them, so he moved. Now, when does he realize that he has lost his way? How have his anxiety and insecurity been described? When does a child realize that he has lost his parents? Children, do you remember? That when he reached the roundabout and wanted to have a ride on the horse, and this time he decided to demand for it in a stubborn way, and the moment he was telling his father that he wanted to have a ride and he turned back, he saw that his parents were not there. So that was the moment when he realized that he was left alone and he was lost in the fair. And how has his anxiety, that means his worry and his insecurity, all this time the child was holding the hands of his parents and walking. So now he was in tears, he was crying, right? He was surrounded by fear and he ran here and there. So this is how the writer has described his feeling, and he was really scared of being alone. He was feeling insecure. That is why he desperately was trying to find out his parents, because he was all alone in the fair. So that is how the feeling of his being insecure and also his anxiety being described by the writer. Now, why does the child lose his interest in the things that he wanted earlier? We saw in the beginning of the story that the child demanded for many things. But when he gets lost and the stranger offers him everything, isn't it? He offers him everything that he wanted in the beginning. But the child refuses. Why? The answer is clear. Because he missed his parents. Of course, small children always want to be with their parents. They feel secure with their parents. They feel the love and warmth of their parents, and they never want to be away from their parents, because the parents are always there to guide them, to help them, to support them, right? Definitely now the child missed his parents, and for him now nothing was as important as his parents. So all those things which he needed in the beginning were not important to him now. That means for him the first priority was his parents, being with them, isn't it? Being in their presence. Therefore he refused all the things offered to him by the stranger. Now these were some of the small questions, and these questions, as I told you in the beginning, are global. So anywhere in any part of the world children can get lost, they can be separated from their parents, right? So what would be their feelings? So you need to keep all those things also in mind. So the kind of questions asked at the back of the text of your supplementary book are concerned with global issues like this. Now, sometimes in your long question, you can also be asked to write an informal letter. You have informal letter in your syllabus, and also diary entry, that is also there in your syllabus. So from your supplementary text also you can be asked to write a diary entry. For example, imagine yourself as the little boy and make a diary entry of your experience of the fair in 150 to 200 words. Now you have to imagine yourself as the little child, as a small child who got lost in the fair. You know the format of diary entry: day and date on the left hand side and the time on the right hand side, 9 p.m., 8 p.m., 7 p.m. Okay. And then you start recording your feelings. So you could begin by saying, today I was very happy as I went with my parents to visit the fair, and I wanted to enjoy a lot. I thought the day would be full of fun for me, but it was not like that. I'm very sad as I got lost in the fair. Then maybe you can describe how it happened, or maybe you can say that what are the things you saw in the fair, and then how you demanded and how your demands were not fulfilled, and then how you got lost near the roundabout, and you can mention the stranger who took you in his arms and he offered you all the things, and then how you desperately were searching for your parents, right? And since it is a diary entry, maybe you can give the suitable ending according to your own creative ideas. You can say, at last the strange man took me to the announcement booth, and an announcement was made, and my father came there and took me in his arms, and I was very happy to be with my parents and to be back home. I'll never forget this incident in my life. I should be careful whenever I go out with my parents. So you know how to write a diary entry. We have discussed a lot about writing diary entries. So children, I hope you have listened to the question answers that we discussed now here very carefully, and you would practice writing them at home. Now we had looked at think about it, the questions. Now talk about it. So in the text, a question is given or a topic is given for you to discuss among your friends, and then come up with your own ideas and present the topic in an impressive way. You could also come up with solutions for the problems mentioned. How to ensure not to get lost. The topic for you in talk about it is how to ensure. That means what are the precautions you would take when you go out with your parents? What are the do's and what are the don'ts? So you can try to answer this question, try to note down the points that you would like to discuss with your friends once you are back to school, and your own points. What do you think? What are the things you need to remember so that you ensure that you don't get lost anywhere, not only in the fair but anywhere. And after that, the suggested reading for you is The Coolie by Mulk Raj Anand again, and Kabuliwala by Rabindranath Tagore. So you need to read these two stories because their themes are also related to the story The Lost Child. So you can find these books on the net also. You can read because you can't go out right now to the libraries, and once the school reopen, you may get these books in your school library, or you can go to the state library, but you must read these books. As I told you, supplementary reader provides you with lot of experience rich reading materials, so that your reading skills develop, and also you develop an interest for reading because the topics are of your interest and it caters to the needs of the age of you people, right? I hope you will read these two prescribed books after reading this story, and also try to practice writing the question answers. We will meet in the next class with some other topic. Until then, take care, stay safe, stay at home.